Amid Western sanctions on Moscow, Russia's second largest stock exchange has announced plans to offer clients cross-border trading with the Chinese territory of Hong Kong. The announcement comes as Russia's oil exports to China soar to a record 55% in May from the previous year. Around 2 billion barrels per day are being transported via a Siberia-Pacific Ocean pipeline. Russia has now overtaken Saudi Arabia as Beijing's leading importer. The Chinese leader says that he expects Russia-China relations to hit even more record highs.
Now cooperation between China and Russia in all spheres is rising. Trade turnover in the first half of this year reached $65.8 billion and is expected to hit new records. This shows the high stress resistance and internal potential of China-Russia cooperation.
Demand for oil in China rose after coronavirus restrictions were loosened, easing logistical snarls and allowing industrial production to rebound. Benjamin Chow from the Paris School of Business and Xindo Chu from a China-based think tank are both optimistic about Russia-Chinese trade relations.
We can expect a new area of cooperation. Both China and Russia are facing pressure from the West. And also the West is not only decoupling from Russia, but they are also gradually, in a sense, decoupling, in particular Washington, decoupling from China. So, for China and Russia, and there is this driving force basically from the West to cooperate closely. I can see the trend of more and more cooperation. For example, recently, the two bridges, highway bridges, railway bridges, the first two between the two countries. And that means that there's a need. There's a need for more trade between the two countries. There's a need for more bridges, basically, to meet the demand of more trade and also people-to-people exchanges in that sense.
Countries like China and India are dramatically increasing their imports from Russia. China's crude oil imports from Russia soared 55% from a year earlier to a record level in May, displacing Saudi Arabia as the top supplier. The current sanctions against Russia and the disruption of supplies from Ukraine create serious energy and crop shortage, and the expectation on shortage as well. And thus we are seeing historic inflation in decades. Now that Europe relies on Russia for nearly 40% of its natural gas and 25% of its oil, means that it is not possible to remove Europeans' need of Russian oil and gas in the near term.